spoke to me on the 18th of March 2011 regarding events that were coming to befall Israel. In all this time that the Lord has been sending me to talk to many nations, my fear was that one day He would lead me to talk to Israel. And we all know that Israel is the apple of the Lord's eye. So, considering the ominousness of the words the Lord has sent me to speak, the prophecy, to speak to many nations, and the tempest that has developed in those nations, I always feared that the Lord could one day send me to speak to Israel.
However, in the second conversation, this same cloud, the cloud of God's glory, has spoken at me, and He stood before me and He told me that I will be leaving to Israel. And He told me that I will be going to Israel. And then I asked Him, so when will I go to Israel? And He answered, very soon.
Now, what does that mean to the church? I think the message is absolutely very clear, because I've been speaking to many nations. The Lord sent me to speak to many nations. But now that He narrows me to Israel, which means His agenda is now shifting to Israel. And that tells me that the rapture of the church can happen at any time. The Lord is now beginning to pay specific attention to Israel, meaning the revival of Israel. It will take the shakings for Israel to accept the Messiah, to accept the Lord, or to be revived. And that's why you see the Lord has begun speaking to Israel, speaking to me that I may speak to Israel. Precious people, we know that after the rapture, the Lord's agenda will be the restoration of Israel, the revival of Israel. So if this is anything to go by, then you can clearly see that He's slowly shifting into the events in Israel. But all this is related to the rider of the black horse, because they are protesting cost of living, cost of housing being too high, and all these things that are economically related. Precious people, this is the time to hearken unto the word of the Lord and prepare for the